Hello, good morning, students. Yesterday, I have discussed about writing skills which we have studied in 11th standard, as well as the writing skills which we are going to study in the 12th standard. Now, here uh, in this unit 3.1 summary writing, we are going to study how to write a summary. Now, here in my last lecture, I have discussed all these writing skills 3.1 summary writing, then 3.2 mind mapping, 3.3 note making, 3.4 statement of purpose, 3.5 draft a virtual message, and 3.6 group discussion. So, all these skills we are going to learn in this year, 12th standard. So we are not learning these skills just for scoring marks or for education, for scoring percentage. The main purpose of these skills are that is to be implemented in future. Like yesterday I told you that summary writing has different career opportunities. You can choose that I will tell afterwards. Then I also discussed yesterday 3.2, that is mind mapping. That is if you find any subject difficult, you can mind map that. Means you can go through the text as well as you can take help of internet, or you can take help of YouTube, where you can study how to mind map. Or if you want to prepare for HSC examination, you can go through this mind mapping, which can make the subject easy, as well as it can you can learn any subject easily. Then note making you are familiar with, then you have statement of purpose. This is new for you. Yesterday I told you SOP means you have to send in essay form, the application in essay form, at least 500 words. If you want to take admission in best universities of India, or if you want to go abroad, you can make your own SOP. So you can go through this text lesson also. The next is drafting a virtual message. This is also new for you. The message has to be in 50 words. That we'll also discuss in our next lectures. Then the last skill which you are going to see, that is group discussion. Here you are supposed to have leadership skills, problem solving, cooperation, and mutual understanding. So this textbook is designed in a very good manner so that it will help you for your future. This textbook is not limited to only scoring marks and scoring percentages. This will help you for your future. So I would like to suggest you should take 11th standard textbook also, and 12th standard textbook also, so that you can go through this writing skill again and again. So practice will make you perfect. Now, why you want to practice? Because scoring marks is one thing. Scoring marks in the examination is one side of this. But the broader side is that these skills you have to implement. Now, what is skill? Skill comes when you practice. The more you practice, the better you will learn all these skills. Okay. The next we are starting with summary writing. 3.1. If you have your textbooks, you can go through your textbooks also. So definition of summary is a record in reader's own words that gives the main points of a piece, such as newspaper, article, lecture, passage, chapter, or even a whole book. Means if you read this definition properly, you'll see it is a record in reader's own words. Now, summary is not just copying down lines from the text. You have to alter those lines. Means you have to write those lines in your own words. So, selecting main points is one thing, but at the same time, the points which you have selected, Those points should be written in your own words. So you can summarize a newspaper also, article also, if lecture also, a passage or a chapter or even whole book. So it is a broader concept about summary. Then next, summary writing. Brevity is the soul of wit is one of the countless maxims coined by William Shakespeare. So maxim means in Marathi we call it mun, your money. So briefness is very important. Whenever you speak or whenever you write something, it should be brief. It should be funny. The sentences should be funny or they should be wise. Brevity or concision is cutting out of unnecessary words while conveying an idea. So you have to cut unnecessary words. Whenever you speak or whenever you write something, see that you don't use unnecessary words while writing or while speaking. It aims to enhance communication by eliminating redundancy without omitting important information. So, what is the aim? To enhance communication, to increase the quality of communication. Now, how can we increase the quality of communication? We can increase quality of communication by eliminating redundancy words. Redundancy words means the words which are not useful, the words which are not useful any longer. Those words should be omitted without omitting important information. So you have to summarize, you have to see that in your summary, all important points should come. But at the same time, you should also take care that no unnecessary words should be repeated. No ideas should be repeated. No word should be repeated in a summary. Summary writing is one of its kind that has been described as one of the elementary principles of writing. So this is basic principles of writing. That is, writing is one of its kind that has been described as one of the basic principles. So whenever you write summary, see that you don't use unnecessary words, you don't repeat the sentences. Now this line is very important. To speak what is required and to write what is necessary is a requisite towards the development of language skills. Now here we are not just trying to uh, score marks in examination. Scoring marks is one thing, but as a student, you have to develop language skills. Now, how can we develop language skills? Through practice. It's a very important line. To speak what is required. You should speak what is required. Means unnecessary words or repetition of lines should not be there when you speak. Or write what is necessary. So whenever you write, you should write the words which are important, the sentences which are important. So that is the requisite. Requisite means need towards the development of language skills. It is important to brief in written expression. To express in brief the main points of a written record is the summary writing skill. So you have to express in brief the main points. So first thing, what you have to do, if you want to summarize any passage, you'll have to take down, write down, or underline the important lines. Then whatever lines you have selected, those lines has to be written in your own words. So summarizing has a definite purpose. It can be developed. Summary writing skill can be inculcated by a student through practice. You can develop this skill of summary writing through practice. The purpose of summary is to give the reader clear objective picture of the original text. Means all the points, important points which are there in the summary, that should come, that important points in the passage, that should come in your summary. Then, most importantly, the summary restates only the main points of a text or a lecture without giving examples or details such as dates, numbers, or statistics. So you have to restate. Restate means rewrite the points of a text or a lecture without giving examples. You should not add your own examples. Whatever information is there, you have to take down and you have to alter those sentences, main sentences which you have selected. Or if there are dates or numbers or statistics, that has to be avoided. Don't write dates or numbers. If any statistical data is given, that you have to avoid it. Don't write it. Then next, do's of summary writing. Now here, first point, before writing summary of the given passage, you have to read and reread the passage. The passage has to be read once or twice, or if you don't understand, you can read thrice also. Then next point is understand. Unless and until you don't understand the passage, you will not be able to write the proper summary. Then read the instructions given. So you know that last year also you had summary writing. Instructions are given. Means below the passage there is you are supposed to read the points given, and then you have to give a suitable title. All these are the instructions given to you in your question paper. Then find exactly what you need to summarize. This is very important. Now, when you read the passage, you'll have to find out keywords or key sentences which are there in that particular passage. Then next point is identify the main idea through the process of asking question. So as you read the passage, you have to put questions. You have to ask questions. What is the passage about? What is the purpose of that passage? What information that passage is giving? All these questions you ask when you read that passage which is to be summarized. Then you can form short sentences. After selecting those important sentences or keywords, you have to form short sentences. Means what? You can avoid adverbs. If at all you find that the passage has adverbs, you can avoid those adverbs. Then you can give one word substitution, like life history of a person. If the sentence in the summary is like this, a life history of a person, then instead of writing all that whole sentence, you can write autobiography, like that. Then a complex sentence can be turned into simple sentence. If at all you find that the passage contains any complex sentence, that sentence can be transformed into a simple one. The next point is connect the sentences using linkers. What is meaning of linkers? Linkers means the words which join the sentence, that is and, but, so, while, whereas, although. These are the linkers through which we can make our summary more shorter, more small. The next, remove redundant words and sentences from the key sentences. The first thing what you have to do, first you have to read the passage, understand it. If instructions are given, you follow the instructions. Then asking questions. Then after selecting key sentences, you form short sentences. After that, excuse me, remove redundant words. Redundant means what? The words which are not important or which are not necessary. Those words should not be there in your summary. Or the sentences, words as well as sentences which are not important, those sentences, words are to be removed. Then next is omit details. Minute details is not expected. No doubt, all the information given in the passage should come in your summary, but minute details, repetition should be avoided. And last point, Avoid your own interpretation. Don't interpret the passage, or don't uh, information to be written as it is in less number of words. Whatever information is there in the that passage, that has to be, that should come in your summary, but you should not interpret, you should not use your own ideas while writing the summary. So these are the do's of summary writing. Then don't. Excuse. What are the don'ts? Means when we write summary, what things should be avoided? Means don't include. Means don't give extra information or your own thoughts while writing a summary. Then exclude. Don't exclude means whatever information is there, whatever ideas are there, information is there, that should be there. Means don't miss any point which is there in the summary. The next is don't add. Don't add anything of your own or your own information in the summary. Then comment. In Marathi we call it tippani. So don't give your views regarding that passage. Don't comment on that passage. And last, give examples. Don't give examples. Day to day examples should not be given in the summary. So these are the do's and don'ts while writing a summary. You can go through that. The next, there is a example given here as to about a summary. So as an example, let us take an article for summary. Now this is a sample given about for summary. So first we'll read that, and then what we'll do, we'll try to summarize. Okay. So the passage is like this: learning disability. In Marathi we call it Adhyayan Ashamata. In short, we call it LD. Is an umbrella term for a wide variety of learning problems. Children with learning disorder might be labeled as slow learners, but they are as smart as everyone else. They just need to be taught in proper environment conducive to their learning speed and level. Observations of a child over a period of time by parents at home and teachers in school can provide valuable information about the way a child is able to learn and function in all the ways that he should be able to at his age and level. There may be certain apparent problems while reading, writing, listening, speaking, reasoning, and dealing with maths. Once these problems are identified, it is time for proper investigation. It is important in order to clarify specific learning disorders and also rule out any other issue affecting the student's educational progress. Investigations may reveal various types of disorders like dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, specific reading disability, auditory processing disorder, in short we call it APD, ADHD, etc. Auditory processing disorder, also known as central auditory processing disorder, is a condition that affects the sound that travels unimpeded through the ear, is processed or interpreted by brain. Individuals with APD do not recognize subtle differences between sounds and words. Dyscalculia is a condition that affects a person's ability to understand numbers and learn maths, science, and symbols, while dysgraphia affects a person's handwriting abilities and fine motor skills. Dyslexia is learning disorder affecting reading and language-based processing skills like reading fluency, decoding, recall, writing, and sometimes even speech. Many aspects of speaking, listening, reading, and writing and arithmetic overlap and build on the same brain capabilities. It is not surprising that people can be diagnosed with more than one learning disability. For example, the ability to understand language underlies learning to speak. Therefore, any disorder, any disorder that hinders the ability to understand language will also interfere with the development of speech, which in turn hinders learning to read and write. ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, includes difficulty in staying focused and paying attention, restlessness, and difficulty in controlling behavior. There are many other learning disabilities that can be identified in a normal classroom at school level. Such problems can be solved to a great extent using various methods and treatments if diagnosed at an early stage. Inclusion in education is one of the ways to solve the problem of children with learning disorder. In a mixed ability classroom with effective teaching methods and conducive environment, a child with learning disability can progress not only in education but also social interactions. That we have seen the movie called Tare Zameen Par, where the child is not able to read and write properly. So such type of students, if given proper treatment, they can score or they can progress in their life. Implementation of inclusive classrooms may vary, but the purpose will be achieved. Unfortunately, our country is less open to inclusive learning for children with LD, that is learning disability. Unless handled efficiently, these disorders often transform to conditions like anxiety and depression. Parents, teachers, educators, and other stakeholders must insist on the need to uplift the children with LD, that is learning disability. So there are many children who had this problem, but the problems were solved. Like we had Tom Cruise, Hollywood star. He also had dyslexia. Or the director of the Jurassic Parks, Steven Spielberg. He also had this problem of LD, that is learning disability. But now they are famous personalities. So these children need to be handled carefully in their own space. They need love, encouragement, and moral support so that they can emerge with great self confidence, self worth, and determination. Okay? Now, this is the passage which I have read for you. So, we have to summarize this passage. Okay? So, I'm not going to tell you how to summarize and all that. So, here we have discussed do's and don'ts of summarizing this passage. Then, next we have the following steps for summary writing. Read the article twice. So if you have textbook, I think I would suggest that you should buy the textbook, not only of 12th standard, but also 11th standard textbook is also important because the writing skills have to be practiced more. Why? Because scoring marks is one thing, and the second thing is that these are the life skills which we have to implement in future. So the following steps are there for summary writing. First step is that you have to read the article twice. Okay. So these 6, 7 paragraphs are there. I think 7 paragraphs are there. You read this article again. Second, ask questions about the purpose of writing, like what is the text about, or you can say what is LD. Then what are the types of LD, or are there any remedies through which we can solve this learning disability problem, or are there any solutions? What are the solutions? And what is the present situation in India regarding the children who have learning disability problem? Then step 5, revise your first draft and edit it. So after your first draft, when you uh, select the main ideas, the main points from that, you have to revise your draft. Means after selecting the lines which you feel important, you have to revise it. Revise it means you have to go through it and you should edit it. Edit the important ideas which you have selected. For editing, I have given the do's and don'ts. Know what you have to do. If there are words repeated, you have to remove that. The redundancy words, you have to remove that. Or if there are sentences which are they are repeated, you remove that. If there are complex sentences, you have to make it simple. So all this will come through practice. In one sitting, it is not possible. You have to practice again and again all those writing skills, and then your final draft. Okay. So we will stop here. Then in our next lecture, we will see how this uh, summary is to be written. But first, you practice. First, you write your summary with the help of the text and the given points. Then in my next lecture, we will see how the summary is to be written, how it is written. Okay. So if you have any problem, you can contact us on our WhatsApp group. Stay home, stay safe.